Alright, what's up, people? So, Area 8 was today. It's 11:30, and I'm driving home. So what does that mean? That means I got disqualified. Oh my God. So, first time for everything, I guess. Pretty freaking shitty to have it happen at a major match like that. I wasn't super prepared for the match. I thought I was going to be able to practice a couple days this week. None of that ended up happening. And then last night I actually had to work till 4 in the morning, pack up my stuff, leave at 5:30. Haven't slept since I woke up at about 11 o'clock yesterday. Was working night on some water line stuff. So pretty just maybe I'm a little mentally gooned out from that, and my voice is kind of going. My eyeballs are burning, just rough. And I thought that I'd be probably dragging some ass by the end of the match, and I'd probably make some mental mistakes here and there. But this was it wasn't even a mental mistake that I can live with. It was just one of those things like, yes, this same thing has happened to a million people before. I had 5 or 6 guys come up to me, oh my God, man, I'm sorry, that same thing happened to me last year or this year or whatever. And it's just something that happens. It's one of those things, but that's why they design the stages the way they do, so that there's some difficulty there. There's some things you got to think about, some things you got to take into account when you're doing it. So it's just one of those things, man. It's funny, Bald and Curious was there. He came over to watch and see if he would see me shoot, and I believe I think he might have saw it. So it was going to be a fun day, long day, fuck, it sucks. Man, it sucks. So one thing though, learning experience obviously, but the big thing is I've been racing dirt bikes and competing in sports my entire life. And I've been to big races and have, really wanted to do well, trying to get pro points for a pro license at one time in 2015 and 16, going to big races and really trying to perform big pro-ams, big purses. I mean, that sport's, 10 times the size of USPSA, and it was ruthless, especially in the higher classes, in the A class, the pro class, local pro, whatever the hell you want to call it. It was ruthless, and you had to be on your A game, and it was aggressive and intense and crazy, and there was dire physical consequences for mistakes, and there's plenty of times where I wrecked in the first turn of a big race, or blew up a bike, or made a mistake and wrecked hard, or landed on somebody, or just crazy shit. And it ruined the whole weekend. Thousands of dollars and every other thing. Break the bike to pieces. So in the grand scheme of things in my competitive life, this is nothing. But USPSA is a new challenge for me to try to really go after hard. So it is a big deal. It is something that I'm really pissed off about and I feel like shit about. But at the same time, the mentality that I have is a very short memory on things like this. Okay? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to think nothing more about this. I'm going to remember that it happened, and I'm not going to let it happen again, but gotta have a short memory. Gotta have a short memory. So, how it happened was, there was stage 13. It was one of those weird ones where you start very deep in the bay and you're backing up the entire time. So you're down in the bay deep and you're backing up the entire time shooting. You're kind of flirting with the 180 as soon as you start, and got to back up, engage a couple targets, back up some more, engage a bunch of steel. There were 6 or 7 poppers. I crushed the steel, there was a hidden popper, and I shot that son of a bitch so good. I mean, I came across, saw my dot, and didn't even stop on it. Just went pink and kept going. I mean, it was as fast as anybody could ever do it. And I'm like, ooh, that felt good. So then I turn around, I blast all the other steel. I think I did pull one shot on that array of steel, which it was close poppers, like big poppers and small poppers. So something that you just kind of shred at, just point and shoot a bunch of times at it. But for me, it was like a 32 or 34 round stage. So for me, with the 19 round mags, I got to be real freaking on point. Well, I ended up reloading 2 targets too early. So I wanted to shoot the steel and then 2 more targets and then reload, and everything would have been gravy. Well, I shot the steel and moved back and reloaded right there. So what had happened was I reloaded 2 targets too early. I got all the way to the very last target, and at the very end of the stage, you had to be standing basically on a point at the very, very back, of the stage, so that you wouldn't break the 180, and go all the way to the right, bang, 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 go all the way to the left, and then there was a weird little array, and the very last target was a full hardcover with just a head showing. And I shot the targets in the center, or kind of in the center of this little barricade, and slide lock. So I'm like, shit, 1 target left. All I can think of is I need to shoot that freaking target, that head target right there. I need to hit that sumbitch and get my, because at this point my stage is going fairly well, right? I just know that I need to hit that freaking head. And I just slam a freaking slide lock, reload, and pow, shot that head. Guy says stop. I'm thinking, stop. Stop's not what he normally says. And I'm like, holy shit. I mean, it happened fast. I can reload fast. So I drilled the reload and shot the target. And it was already, I'm just like, I'm standing literally on the 180. And I just ripped a slide lock reload. So there's a real good chance that I just broke the 180. And then the whole thing was just like, yep. Fuck. So I walk away, hey, it's not my job to debate those guys. One RO said he wasn't sure. The other RO said he saw it. So I'm like, you know what? You guys figure it out, whatever. I walk away, hang my head in shame. And then, I walk back up once the range master got there. And I'm just like, hey, what you call? All right. Thanks. Appreciate you. See you later. So, I was going to hang out and kind of watch Ball and them shoot, but then I don't want to add any weird pressure or anything to those guys, and just I got other shit that I could be doing. It is a Friday, so I'm taking a day off to do this. I got other stuff, side jobs and things that I can go get done. So decided to get the hell out of there and try to forget about it. And the good part about all this is, as soon as I got DQ'd and went down, sat at the car for a second, I'm like, all right. I went on practice score and registered for a match up in PA, and guess what? At least I saved some ammo. So that's how it is. The buzzer will go off again, and every one of the best shooters in the world has been DQ'd before, so it's nothing nothing new to the sport or anything. So I just gotta take it and learn from it and get going again. So I'm really bummed out about this particular match. I really wanted to put together a solid match and kind of see where it netted me, see where it puts me against some of the best in the world, see where it puts me just with that lump, that big ass group of shooters, over 500 and some shooters. So I really wanted to kind of see where that would go if I could put together a solid match. I wasn't going to try to blaze speed or do anything crazy. I just wanted to put together a solid match and see where it put me, and then I could build on that for next year and the whole works. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. So take her easy, guys. Just wanted to get you updated.